Hi, I am Allie Camilletti, and you are listening to Snack Leadership. I will be talking about everything leadership, broken down into bite-sized pieces. You will hear what different leadership skills look like in organizations and how they can rise teams up or take them down. I help leaders build resilience and improve performance by bringing awareness to opportunity behaviors in my business. Spark your mindset. I provide leadership and sales coaching, as well as team building and guest speaking. My hope is for you to feel inspiration and to create a spark in your mindset. Hi, everyone. Today we are talking about gratitude. Gratitude is the quality of being thankful and showing appreciation for what one has. Whether tangible or intangible, it involves recognizing the goodness in one's life and acknowledging that this goodness often comes from sources outside oneself, such as other people, nature, or even a higher power. Natasha Skolny is the founder of the Leadership Cabin, a coaching and development practice dedicated to empowering women leaders to lead with authenticity, clarity, and purpose. Drawing from her diverse background as a competitive figure skater, NCCP-certified skating coach, corporate leadership trainer, and certified wellness coach, Natasha combines emotional intelligence, performance psychology, and strategic leadership to help clients navigate high-pressure environments with confidence. With experience across various industries, including financial services, insurance, construction, and IT, Natasha understands the unique challenges faced by women in leadership roles. She is passionate about creating safe spaces where women can thrive, reclaim their power, and lead with purpose. Natasha, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I love your business name.
Thank you. I mean, a little bit of context as to how I created that name. I was literally sitting on my dock 2 years ago where I felt the most at peace, the most myself, the most clear in my thinking. And I said to myself, this is how I want people to feel in my space, because I know when you're in this state of calmness and deep knowing that you have the most potential to grow. And I'm all about helping people discover who they really are and how to lean into defining success on their terms. That's what inspired me to create the name.
It is so cool. And as you're saying this, it's just funny how people come into each other's lives. And I feel so grateful right now as we're talking because you and I are soul sisters. I believe what you believe.
Yes.
I absolutely do.
Yeah. Even when we were talking about, I have this idea on talking about gratitude, I literally jumped up and was like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite topic. Yes, please. So I know we're connected.
Yes. So good. Okay. What is something you've recently learned about yourself?
Something I've recently learned about myself is that everything that makes me uncomfortable or frustrated or annoyed is mirroring back to me work that I still need to do on myself in some way.
It's so funny you're bringing this up. I had this exact conversation with somebody yesterday and a good friend, and we were talking about it. And I said, yes, I agree with that. And that allows us to be mindful and lean into growth. I said, but keep in mind, sometimes that's not the case. And that's okay when it's not. And to recognize that, but it's good for us to go there first to vet that out.
Absolutely. I think the curiosity piece is the piece that gets leveled up. It's
Yeah.
the, okay, I'm reacting. Now let me get curious as to what's creating this reaction here. And that's the interesting part, because then it removes you from emotionally responding or reacting and allows you to go, wait, where does this stem from, and how do I want to respond? Because now I have a choice, because I'm pulling myself out of it. And so there's so much beauty in just being really curious about it. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So, when did you first embody gratitude?
Gosh, I would say, I mean, this is a journey I'm still on right now. About 5 years ago, I started practicing more gratitude. About 2 years ago, I started making it a daily practice. And my evolution of gratitude has now shifted from like seeing things that I know I am, like the little things in my life that I have that I'm grateful for, to the experiences that I overcame, that I have gratitude for the decisions and the choices that I made in that moment, because it led me to my soul's journey on where I am today. And so it's been this like evolution of gratitude from its simplest form to now carrying through to have a deeper meaning for me.
I'm going to be smiling the whole time because I kind of feel like I'm talking to myself right now. It's very weird. Like, that is exactly what I would say. Yes. Yeah. It Gratitude is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I remember when I'd like go into a store and I'm like, I just wanted to say gratitude on the t-shirt. And then 2 years later, I'm like, finally, yes, I can find gratitude. It's everywhere now, right?
Yeah. And I think
I don't
it,
know about where you're located, but I see it now everywhere. Like it's on sweatshirts. I'm able to find it. I actually like had to have somebody custom make it 10 years ago on a little plaque. Now it's everywhere.
it's everywhere. And I think there's also so much more research has come out that correlates gratitude with discovering solutions and being creative and what it does to our mindset, that there's so many more people who are on board with understanding the impact that it has on us. And so it's a lot more mainstream now, I would say. And so much opportunity. Like there are still so many of us that walk around and see problems and can get sucked into the negativity of the situation rather than focusing on, wait, what's actually the solution here? Or if the problem exists, the solution must be there too. And what am I grateful for that I can get from this? What's the lesson here that will propel me to make a move forward decision or path forward that's going to actually have some traction and help support where they're going? So yeah, I think there's both. There's, yes, I love that people are grabbing onto gratitude, and I can't wait for more people to do it.
Can we all just have it plastered everywhere so that everyone will just make sure that they're practicing gratitude? I know. So, when you have worked with people and they're really in it, what do you see happen for them?
When they're really in it, they get sucked into the problem. It's kind of like what I was saying, where you get distracted by the noise, by the story that's happening, by the narrative that we're continuing to play over and over in our head. And if our narratives are based on beliefs and based on what we've been exposed to growing up. And so we look for ways to validate those problems with everything that we're doing. And situations that frustrate us, we tend to go, okay, wait, this happened, which must mean X, Y, and Z, which is exactly what I had thought before. So it just keeps reinforcing the same story over and over again. And so the work that I do with my clients is helping to break that narrative and that story that may or may not even be true because we've just decided based on what we've learned over time that it is. And shifting mindset from focusing on the problem to thinking about it differently and thinking about a different way of looking at the situation creates this opportunity for a different path, a different way forward. And that's been where a lot of the transformation, I would say, happens is when clients that I work with start practicing gratitude more and more every day. You start to see glimmers of, wow, they're starting to see the possibilities now. Wow, they're starting to see that if they try this, there's a ripple effect in a positive way, and that's having momentum. And so small wins along the way, then they start to go, wait, maybe I'm onto something here. Maybe if I keep my head focused on the things that I have appreciation for, and that these are all lessons and what am I meant to learn from them, then that's where I see a lot of momentum.
What do you do for them at a starting point? Like, right? You can see where they're at, and they're always seeing the problem, and they're in their head in a sense and having a hard time getting out. Where do you have them start, like to ease them into it?
Yeah, great question. I like to explore a daily practice that will work for them. And so sometimes, I mean, my favorite one is a gratitude journal, writing down one or two things that you're just thankful for, grateful for in the morning, doing it right before bed as well. But finding a time during the day that you can pause and reflect and just make note of them is one of the easiest ways to do it, to get your head out of that space and start shifting in that direction. Personally, I also love meditations, and there's so many great meditations that help guide someone through the practice of thinking about what they're grateful for. And sometimes it's just a hard practice to do if you're not used to it, but starting so simple with, you don't have to go deep. You can keep it even surface level at the beginning to start with. Maybe I'm just grateful for the fact that I have shelter, that I have a house that I'm living in, that I have a family that I love and I adore, that I have a car that takes me to a place where I enjoy doing my work. Whatever that looks like, you can start simple. It's really the practice of what are the things in your life that you appreciate, so that you can start unlocking different things in your brain that are going to allow you to think differently and start creating and building things that we're meant to do. And yeah.
That's so good. I noticed at a certain point that I was starting to feel negative right around the end of September going into October. And I wondered if it was just the whole feeling of so much change, right? Our summer going straight into fall. We have a small fall. I live in a little mountain town in Oregon. And so it's kind of been a thing for me that every October, and I have a little box that I found that it actually says, "What am I grateful for?" And it had little sheets in it. I was like, no way. So we have this box, my daughter and I, and October is always the month of gratitude for us. And both of us, we sit down in the morning and like one thing you're grateful for and feel it in your heart, right? Have that real feeling of it, not just writing it down and moving through our day. And then we started adding the act of kindness. What's one thing that you're going to do that looks like kindness today? And like yesterday I was searching. I'm like, oh, what did I do? Oh, I picked up a Costco card that was in the parking lot of someone's, right? Just a little thing to try to help somebody's day be easier.
I love that. I love that.
It's one of my favorites.
And I think that you hit on such a like an important piece of almost rewiring your brain in a sense, because thinking about it and embodying it and acting on it, like that takes it to a whole nother level. And the things that I do with clients is similar in the sense where I help people define like what is it that's really important to you in your life. And now that we define that, how can we create opportunities so that shows up in different ways? So it's still taking the practice of like knowing what's important, but then putting it into practice and acting on it. And so I think that's just a beautiful way of taking it to that next level and doing something with it from a gratitude standpoint.
The other thing I'm funny about is I don't repeat for 30 days and I can't miss a day.
Mm.
And I believe at that end of the 30 days, without a doubt, I'm walking out of my house every morning and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the clouds, look at the sky. Like, I just feel a little bit euphoric.
It's so true. Well, in 30 days, you build a habit as well. So in your mind, you've now created this routine. I find that too. I go for walks outside, and being present has been something that I have been really intentional about doing. I went for a walk the other day, and we're in fall right now. I'm in Toronto, and we're in fall weather. So all the leaves are kind of coming down, and the smell of the leaves when you're walking through a path is just like so good. And if I don't put my phone away and put my distractions away and don't intentionally go for that walk, then I miss the smell and I miss seeing the sun shining through the trees, and I miss the sound of the birds because there's too much going on in my head that's keeping me. I need to do X, Y, and Z and make sure this happens. And so there's this beautiful combination between like allowing yourself to be present and seeing the things around you so that you can be grateful for those pieces and actually take it all in. So there's something so powerful to be said about, stop where you're at or pause and take a look around and look up and look down and see what the beauty that's around you. And it's powerful.
I live right by the river in our town, and there was a day that I was walking, and I kind of have this fetish with bald eagles. Like, I just think they are amazing. Somebody recently asked me, they're like, why? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe because we didn't used to see as many when I was a kid or something. And now I just feel like, oh, and there was a bald eagle going right over us, and there were people around, and nobody was seeing it but me.
Mm.
And I'm like, look up. like trying not to scream it, but kind of wanted to scream it. Like, look up. Looking around, no one. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take in this moment and be glad that I can see this and be okay with the fact that everybody's on their own journey with it. But it's something I continue. Like, I don't listen to anything anymore when I walk. I am.
Yeah. Well, and it's where we put our attention to that matters. And so I have been a big believer in protecting my attention in
Yes.
my day and in my life. And it goes to, what do I even watch on TV now? What do I listen to on the radio? What are the things that are going to feed my mind, that are going to keep me in a place of gratitude or take me down. And guess what? I have a choice about that. I get to decide. And so, what I found is where I put my attention, and if I keep putting my attention on the things that continue to bring me up and allow me to be grateful, there's so much more that can get created. There's so much more possibility. And so that would be like one of my big challenges for people to experience and take stock of is where are you allowing your attention to go and where are you spending it that is either positively impacting you or taking you down a rabbit hole of negativity and not serving you in some way. And I think we're all guilty of it in some way and can continue to evaluate where we're putting our attention. But I find that that is such a big part of where my evolution has been too in my own leadership journey. Because it wasn't that long ago where I was the one that was marching down that path and not looking at the leaves and not looking at the sunrises or the sunsets because I had too much that I was thinking about. And I get it. But we also have the capability to choose differently if we want to. So if that's anyone listening where they're thinking, okay, this is my reality, you have the power to now choose and to do things differently if you want to.
So good. And I think giving yourself grace when you fall back because
Mm,
it happens,
yes.
right? I mean, I talk about this all the time, but I have those moments. That's why I'm like, it's for some reason every October, right? When I feel like I'm starting to feel negative or just a shift, like, let's bring that frequency back to where I want it.
It's so true. And without judgment, too, right? We're
Yes.
all human.
Yes.
And it comes back to that curiosity. Huh, that's interesting. Like, here I am again in a place where this has started to come up as a bit of a pattern. This is interesting. What is my tie? What am I actually getting out of this that I'm not seeing? And getting curious about that allows us to then say, okay, going forward, I'm actually not going to do that anymore. Or, okay, thank you for teaching me that lesson. And now let's go do it differently.
Yeah. So, what about a mentor?
Like for what? Who is a mentor for me? You mean?
Who's been a mentor? I mean, you can go the direction of somebody that you learned gratitude from or somebody who has had a big impact on your life.
Without a doubt, the person that has had the biggest influence on me, her name is Adele Tevlin, and she is this brilliant woman who is so committed to helping other women feel empowered and shift their mindset, but also rewire their brains in a way that serves them. And what I've learned from her is just so transformative. She's very heart centered. She is so driven, and her knowledge and expertise on the topic of gratitude is embedded in every piece of her work. And I've learned so much and will continue to learn so much from her in my own journey.
Nice. Do you have a quote that you feel embodies gratitude?
The quote that always comes to my mind is leap and the net shall appear. And this one is the reminder to, feel confident in you're not going to have everything figured out. You're not going to have all of the answers, but leap and trust that the universe, God, whoever is there to catch you. And the trust is in yourself and where you're going. And having gratitude for where I am right now and knowing that it's moving me forward. That is the quote that really continues to propel me forward. And I think about it all the time when I'm uncertain or I'm shaky or I'm like, I don't feel like I have all of the answers yet to make a decision or to move forward, it's like, Natasha, you go first. You leap, and then you will have the answers in front of you.
And who is that by?
That one's by John Burroughs.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Before I wrap it up with what's your favorite snack, is there anything else that you want to share?
I just really appreciate talking about this more. I think there's so many of us out there that we hear the word gratitude, and sometimes people go, okay, yes, I get it. We've been talking about gratitude, and it becomes this like, I don't story of, we've heard it so many times, and it's like, let's get over it. Let's move on. But any time that I have felt stuck or frustrated or felt like I don't actually know where to go from here, the starting point has always been to come back to gratitude, and it's never failed me. And so we can joke about it and we can talk about, yeah, it's this thing that people talk about. But when we actually embody it, it's the transformation that happens as a result of doing this work. And so I just want to really highlight how critical of a piece to leadership it is, and how important it is in our growth and our continuous evolution.
I so agree. All right. What's your favorite snack?
Oh, my favorite snack. I mean, we're coming up to Halloween too. I love candy. I love Smarties. That's probably my snack of choice. If I had if I had a moment to just have a sweet tooth, that would be what I would grab. Some Smarties.
So good. Oh, perfect. Natasha, thank you so much for all your wisdom and your time. I really am grateful for you.
Thank you. I'm grateful for you too.
Thank you for tuning in to Snack Leadership. I hope you felt inspiration, motivation, and felt your mindset spark. Snack Leadership is recorded and produced by myself, Ali Camilletti, and music by Shireen Amini.